Hello and welcome to Thehayteamtv. Now, as annoying as weather is, I have got to prep everything to get cattle out. Well, the few cows that we got. Because everything, I don't know what everyone else is finding, everything's starting to go backwards. Like this little bit of area here, which lies wet, this is also on sort of shillity ground, so the grass is actually starting to die and dry out because it has gone so dry, and the rest of the field is going backwards, which is not ideal in the slightest. So we're kind of having to bite the bullet and put them out. Should have been out ages ago anyway, but we were kind of hoping that we might get a little bit of rain, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any rain. Not for a while, or not for the foreseeable future, as the weather forecast states. So, I'm going to have to get fences up anyway, even though I'm not quite sure the ground's going to take a fencing stake. Also, I've got to fix the fencing stakes. We haven't managed to get the roller out yet. It's got so hard, the ground is cracking like crazy. I'm sure loads are in the same boat, but as long as I've lived, my old man sort of said as long as he's lived, he's never seen an April and March, end of March, quite as dry as this. But temperatures are getting up in the ground, which is a good thing. All we could do is a bit of a drink. And as you can see, the gals, they are keen to get out. I'm just sort of going along checking electric fencing. At the moment, having a problem with these black isolators that you can buy. Got a cracked one down there, which needs replacing. There's another one up here which is tightened up for some reason. I don't know why. It shouldn't be like that. So in a minute I've got to bosh out one of the blue alkathene isolators that we sort of home make, and then I'll start rigging the fences up. But God, under feet is horrendous. Usually we rolled this, I could walk around quite nicely, but it's just like cow rut after cow rut from last year, and it's solid as a rock. Now, what I was going to say a minute ago, what electric fencing posts does everyone use? We use these, which these days are crap. That part of the post, I love them, right? I think he's made of a hotline, I'm not quite sure. You guys are going to have to tell me. But the ends of them, they used to last forever. Or they last years and years and years. The new plastic ones are crap. I think I bought these posts like 3 years ago, and all the ends have been cracking off them. So it's a bit of a nightmare. But I grabbed these, so I can take them back to fix them. And also, to go with it, now I don't know, we've just brought back some new packs of these ends. Now, the last lot that I brought back didn't actually fit the poles properly. So, this time I'm hoping, over the top of the fence. This time I'm hoping that they do, else I've got to drill them out, which isn't ideal. But last year I didn't. If I have got to drill them out, this time I actually got some Gorilla Glue, one of the best things ever. So I will then Gorilla Glue them on the ends, because as they slip off, like, you know, you chuck them in the back of our TV, and they just come off. Okay, first, Rules of the Workshop, fly check, sorted. So we all know who forgets to do that. Anyway, these things, they got to come off. So, a bit of a fencing service. Now, there are safe ways to do this. And this for me is probably it. But they just seem to shatter off. The plastic they use these days just doesn't seem to be any good at all. You don't even have to hit them hard. They just tend to pop off. It's the best way to make a mess as well. But it's fast and effective. So now we have all our ends cleaned off. A couple of them get bent through the summer. So whilst I'm here at it, I'll just square them up. Voila. And there's one other one. That was pretty twisted. However that happened. So square them up. I used to weld them up as well, but if they're that bad these days, get new ones. But what types does everyone else use? That would be interesting, because these definitely just don't seem to be fitting the bill quite so much anymore. Now, our new ones. This is going to go one of two ways. Now the chances of this, see, every time. Absolutely every time. I don't suggest everyone at home to do this whilst holding them. But I've had a fair bit of practice. And I'm only boring them out. It's not exactly actually holding something to drill it properly. But so I put it in the vise and clamp it down, I'm more likely to go and crack these. So, voila. I've already done level 3. So now, as they are, so the last ones I got weren't exactly the same. Well, they should have been the same, but they didn't tighten up on the end. These, it could have been me. I could have used a slightly bigger drill bit. It all usually depends on what sort of drill bit I can find, because quite often we've just got drill bits in like drawers, just tons of them, and none of them ever marked. So I just get hold of whatever I can get hold of. But in this day and age, how can no one make anything that lasts? It's an absolute joke. But once this is done, let me get back to what I wanted to do. We do have the other type with the insulator at the bottom, and fair play to those, the plastic seems to be really good and they flex a lot. I need a couple spare isolators. So, blue alkathene, really, really simple. First, I'll go up a gear. 2 holes. Other end. Ooh. Another 2 holes. Then you need to split one of these. Now, yes, you can do it in a vise, but I'm trying to show you on camera and I haven't got all the right things for the camera right now. So you can use a hacksaw, or you can also use a angle grinder's faster. So I'm just trying to do it so everyone can see. So on this end, voila. Something's made easy with pliers. Right, now this isolator I'm going to leave with the hole solid because it's going to be at the very end for a end piece to just crook onto, so I don't need to split it. But if I throw my trusty other one that I've got here ready, the thing is, when you're doing things in your hands like this, you don't need to be moving the saw, moving the plastic over the blade. So it's not as dangerous as anyone might think. Now, on this hole now, because I've just done the split again there, if you saw down through, cool. You'll see now we have the bit to clamp on to the wire. As simple as that. So here's the crack one, which I'll just whip off. As you can see, he has deteriorated and cracked. So, homemade jobby is going on. We don't need them very often, so there's no point in going out and buying them. Not when it takes 2 seconds. Not when it takes 2 seconds to make them. So, I'm just splaying the ends a little bit more so they fix really easy. Yes, those of you who watched last year, I showed these last year, but never showed them being made. And I thought, as we haven't really gone rolling at the moment because the ground's too hard, I'd do this. So I thought I would record it. And then best bit is the electric rope. Just look at that. Look at that beauty. See, for me, so simple and so satisfying. So this end, I just need to fix that to it, so that's why I haven't cut a slot. So that is a scenario I'm going for. So I'll just whip 2 screws in. And just like that, job's a good one. So nothing needs to be complicated. Easy, quick fixes that basically cost nothing. I'm sure everyone's got blue alkathene pipe lying around. But enough of that. Now I've got to rig up a electric fencing off this section. This is like the last piece that we use to graze them at the end of the year before they actually get coming properly. So it hasn't had quite as much rest as everything else. The little meadow down there is where they will be going after like just eating out a strip out of this one. Because down there, hopefully, it usually lies really wet. So all summer it usually recovers, which is the most useful thing for it, because it's not very good for cutting. It sort of undulates everywhere, and that is a giant pain in the ass. So I will chuck the fence up. They'll have this for a day. I'll chuck the next fence up. They'll have the bottom bit for a day, or bottom strip, and then I'll start back fencing them all the way back up here. And hopefully by then, the sky, which right now is really cloudy, so why that up there can't just, let some moisture down here, I'm not quite sure. But currently it doesn't want to. Yeah, it's not very often down here we see grass going backwards. Usually it's more than wet enough. Way more than wet enough. Now, unfortunately, things just aren't on our side at the moment, but I'm sure that Mother Nature will have a way about things. And before anyone says it, let's not jinx ourselves and say it will rain all the way through May, June, July. Because that is not funny. We had to do that before. Was it 2010? 2010. Rihanna had the song Umbrella. And every week that bloody song was at number 1. I don't know if anyone can remember. It rained. I remember it very, 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 very well. It was one of the toughest years we ever had to do what we do. And I don't want to visit it again. Not yet, anyway. Not until things in the pipeline maybe come to fruition. Whilst you guys are here, I've got to keep dropping me stakes on the floor. It's not easy doing this YouTube malarkey. Quite often you need 2 hands. So for this, obviously you guys are on 1. So what's grass looking like out and about? You in a wet area, catching rain? Or you in a dry area, like us, really starting to want it? Let me know in the comments below. It's always nice having a background of what's going on around. Spoke to a farmer this morning. Unfortunately, they haven't put any fertiliser out, as he was saying, because it wouldn't be doing much good. So this is what I mean. Usually, that would go all the way in the ground, and there's an inch where it won't go in. But it's gonna have to do. Now the one that I need to go in real properly being the end anchor one. That'll do. Sorted. Voila. Well, this was a quick video. Devon's grey, but it's not raining, which is weird. It is evening. Today's been a bit of a full-on one. Had a lorry in, loaded, gone. Went to an equestrian hospital this morning, which had a load, which was awesome. And now I'm wandering around a field, but this is quite relaxing. I quite like. It's one of the reasons, other than grass management, I'll be able to keep our cows on a small area. I also do it for a bit of a walk, a bit of a think, and a bit of relaxation. I quite like it. It's all about the little things, isn't it? Anyway, if you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe, that would be great. Ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, that'd be awesome too. If you'd like to see more of us, you can find us on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. And also, if you like merch, you can find that on eBay or link in bio, just below. But until next time, which again, it's only 2-3 days away, depending when I get a chance to post, have a great week. Me or the other guy, or both of us, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.